Sorry. I think the camera's trying to focus right now. Whatever, if I seem fuzzy. This is a movie review. Long time since I did one of these. Everyone has seen, or have they? I don't know. The remake of Mulan finally came out. Okay, this is gonna annoy me. I can see myself fuzzy. I finally managed to watch the new Mulan movie. It's out on DVD. If you don't waste your money, if you didn't even think you were gonna like it to begin with, because you won't. The live action remake stunk greatly, and I'm pretty sure Disney would try to just forget about it. It starts off with the narrator yapping away about Mulan on a powerful young girl, whatever, making it seem it's not even a Disney movie, honestly. It has the Disney story, but not the pizzazz or anything. It was a big flop. It started out narrating, talking about Mulan, yada yada yada. We see her running in the field, and her father says, "You have amazing chi." But honestly, just so cliche. Like Mulan, there was nothing about chi in the original Disney movie. Like they're trying to make it a Japanese movie or whatever, or Japanese fantasy movie. Even though like Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Panda was good. All of them were, because they didn't make it so cheaply. Mulan, well, they pretty much did. First and foremost, there's no music whatsoever about in it, no singing. No, please bring honor to us all. Or no, a girl worth fighting for. Or I'll make a man out of you. That's how bad the movie was. It didn't have any music to lighten it up. It was pretty much a dark movie. Sure, it had its ups and downs when it came to light, but we speed pretty much forward to Mulan as a little kid. And they're talking about how she has great chi, but she is a lady, so she can't, and only warriors can use chi, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. She does, this little girl, aka probably stunt double, does acrobats and while chasing a turkey. It all looks awesome at the beginning and stuff, but it's just so dull. It's not enticing. Then we make our way to it really fast forwards really fast. And then she's all grown up into her teenage years or whatever, and she is getting dressed for the matchmaker, which the commentary was pretty amusing because she was acting like a tomboy, in a sense, saying, "Well, look, I'm starving," and yada yada yada. The most amusing thing, honestly, from there was, "Can you tell what I'm thinking? This is my sad face. This is my happy face. This is my serious face." Because the makeup was so stiff, and Siri thought I was talking to her. And the makeup was so heavy that she couldn't move her face. In a sense, so that was the only real amusing thing of the movie, just the interaction between her and the sister and the matchmaker. And yes, they gave Mulan a sister. I don't know if that was in anything else, like maybe a book or whatever, but I think it was so people can compare the two different interactions from prim and proper to tomboy. Was it necessary? No. It was not necessary to make Mulan have a sister. Am I finally focused? My camera's not wanting to focus. I think it's whatever. I'm sorry, I get real finicky because if I look at something blurry, your eyes get blurry, etc. What was I saying? Oh, my head. But yeah, the matchmaker thing went the same way, except for without music. Pretty much, Mulan screwed it up in a different way, though. A spider interfered, because apparently the matchmaker does not do one-on-one. She does it with the family that's supposed to be chosen, that she thinks should marry. But at the same time, they still win the flop. You'll never bring honor to your family! And yada yada yada. And then a little bit later, and sadly there's no song at all, as I said, of one of my favorite songs, Reflection, which that song is basically telling, well, why can't I be myself? My reflection is not the same person you see right in front of you. Whatever. But still, there was no heartfelt song from the young actress, or even dubbed over, even though it's in English dub regardless, you know. It's a long movie trick. People they lip sync the song, and then there's the other singer. But regardless, there was no song to make it really heartful and emotional. And the family, and then the military came. Then before the military comes in, and it cuts to a different thing. Instead of Huns, it's Ronin, or Rowan, horse clan tribes. Kind of like Huns, but not the same, I guess. Because they didn't call them Huns, but the horse men called them. And unlike the Asians or Japanese or whatever, Chinese, Mandarin, etc., unlike them, they normally are just regular land people, even though we ride horses. But nomads, that's the best word to call Ronins. Nomads, they travel. But we cut to a scene where a man is in the desert, getting very hot, very tired, and then sorceress, witch, whatever you want to call her. I want to call her a shaman because she uses powers of shapeshifting of animals. Either that or she's a druid. Whatever. But she possesses the man, then goes into the town. The Ronin come into the... Oh, not Ronin, but shadow gods that were trained by the druid. Come charging at the gates of this town. On apparently an outpost along a road. Some Rose Petal Road, or whatever. It's in a desert, so whatever. So these shadow people, shadow soldiers, and the leader of the Ronin and tribes, come attacking the garrison, and the witch druid comes out from behind and attacks, and the garrison falls. She possesses another man, tells the emperor what happens, and then the whole same story goes that one man from every family has to basically drafted into the war, whatever. And what else? And same thing happens. Mulan's father gets drafted. He tries to show himself with pride, taking off his brace and falling, yada yada yada. The same pitiful stuff, but they made it much more pitiful doing it the way they did. I hate how they did it. They literally made they made the Fazu, or Zoo collapse right in front of them. That should be a sure sign that he's not fit for war. No man that's injured is fit for war, even if you're in that country. Whatever. But Disney screwed that up and showed everyone his weakness, as even in front of the generals. So we go to the same thing, and at the dinner table they get into an argument. Oh, that's when the song Reflection comes. But regardless, their fight between her and the father, and then they make up with it. They actually make up instead this time. Because after dinner they talk about it, a beautiful sword, but for terrible work. Yada yada yada. Same thing happens. She steals it, and also one thing, that instead of a dragon, instead of the 7 or 12 zodiac animals, there's a phoenix that watches over the family instead of the 12 zodiac animals. I'm not sure if you did that right, Disney. That was a really bad idea, in my opinion. Because the Phoenix... Whatever. I'm not even gonna try bothering with you, Disney. Because... Regardless, she steals the armor, she gets... She does her thing, but she gets lost this time, and... Basically, we have a Mushu in a sense, but it doesn't talk, and it's rarely there. It's the Phoenix. But it just helps Mulan when she got lost in the desert, plains, whatever. She makes it to camp. She nearly gets into a fight with people again, and this time it's not with the captain's son, and the captain doesn't... It's really trying to emphasize girl power. That a girl could do anything a man could, or whatever. The problem is, that's not fully what Mulan was... It doesn't matter, whatever. Disney is gone off the deep end with this movie, but again, she gets into a fight with one guy, and she actually purposely starts it this time, being an idiot on her own, which, again, Disney, why? So the captain broke everyone up, and then we all started the training, started talking, yada yada yada. Probably 20 minutes of training montage, whatever, maybe 30. It's like a 2-hour movie, so maybe 30 minutes of training. And we all see them progress, yada yada. We see some people are good at some things, some people are good at others. There wasn't a climbing a pole with weights. There was walking up a stairway to a little fountain with buckets of water with your arms straight out like this. Whether that's actually a training thing or not, I do not know. I know there is something like that, but I don't know about the walking up a mountain and stairway to a fountain to pour it in. I don't know if that's an actual thing. But... Once that succeeded, it kind of kept going back and forth between that and the, talking with the Ronins talking. Or Rohins, whatever. Rohir? Rohover. I think nomads. They're basically nomads. But they can't go back and forth between the montage and the Rohins talking and the druid, yada yada yada. It was pretty boring. Ugh. Even the fight scenes were horrible. Like, example A was, oh, I can't even think. When we finally get out of the training, they got called to war. There's no big marching, there's no song of girl with fighting for it. Like I said, Disney screwed up on this movie greatly. There was hardly any comic relief. When Mulan went to take a shower finally, there was like nothing funny there. It was just a girl trying to hide herself from a guy. Not even any funny interactions like with Mushu or whatever. I think they just cut budget or whatever, because they could have added a Mushu dragon, in my opinion. Come on, spend that extra a few grand on Eddie Murphy again. He was one of the best things of the Mulan movie. What else was there? Yeah, they march off to war, yada yada yada. And instead of them going into the mountains, and hence they are on the plains next to a mountain. And so then the fight starts, but they're out on the plains, the Rohins are charging, but some of them split away to lure a regiment off, and they did kill 5 people. Mulan survived, but she got separated and fought the witch. The witch thought she survived, knew she was a girl, but whatever. It was pretty much banter between those two, saying, why are you fighting with them, they are bad, yada yada, why are you hiding yourself? It's like, just stupid. Like, why did you even do that, Disney? There was no need for that. It's like, she realized she was a guy after she was cast out. or realized what she had to do after she was cast out, not before she was cast out. She let herself show too soon, in my opinion, because you don't grow as a person and just do it if you, well, I don't know how you do it, but she accepted herself as a woman, yada yada yada. She saved people, because the witch then started attacking the regiment herself. Everyone thought the witch thought she was dead, yada yada. But Mulan was being smart. I don't know, it was just anticlimactic. Her rising up from almost death, just and saving them, and then he shows herself on purpose instead of accident, and then there wasn't a life for a life. It was like she saved the regiment, but no one stepped in to defend her like the one that she saved. If you saw the movie, she saved the love interest, even though she didn't fall in love. At least in this movie version. But she saved him, but he didn't stand up for her, like he did in the animated version, and thus it's like they gave her exile and dishonor for something that was worthy of death. Because saving them or not, she did everything against the rules. She lied, and she was a woman in the war, so she should have died. That's the mistake Blizzard. Not Blizzard. That's the mistake Disney made there. That made that bad. That they let her live out of no reason. She should have been drawn and quartered. But whatever. Do what you do, Disney. Anyway, she gets exiled instead of killed or even defended from being killed, aka life for life, which, again, stupid. And she talks with the witch even more, and some more. She goes back to the camp. And tries to convince them, which they do really fast. Which they do fast again, but actually much faster than even in the animated movies. Like, the three guys that liked her, were going to defend her from death beforehand, didn't even stand up for her. So it's like, like she had support. People accepted her. The wrong people didn't accept her, but that's the problem. They did this whole wrong. They just tried rushing through it, even for a 2-hour movie. Jeez Louise. But either way, they go back to the Imperial Palace to try and save people. The witch disguises herself as the advisor and lures the king out of the castle so he can be killed. Yada yada yada. And Mulan and the regiment goes to castle, palace, whatever, to save him. And to protect him. Turns out it was a trap, and the Shadow Ronin, whatever, were going to kill them. And they held them off. Mulan goes to the palace throne room. Tries to talk about the Emperor. Tells him we defend her. In shock, the witch was there, Druid. And instead of an epic battle where she should have died, she managed to turn the witch to a good side. And then the witch leads Mulan to where the Emperor went to fight to kill the Ronin leader, yada yada yada. It's just anticlimactic. It's like, you don't feel sorry when the witch saves herself, sacrifices herself to save Mulan from an arrow. It's not redemption. It's not. The way they did that was just so stupid. Like, the witch should have stayed the hell away from Shan Yu. Or not Shan Yu, the Ronin leader, whatever. Why? She could have led her to him and then ran away after. It's like, actually killed herself doing that. Like, he wouldn't have saw Mulan if she didn't do that. It's not even movie logic. It's Disney's attempt at making a half-assed villain redemption thing. Shtick. Whatever. But whatever. But same thing goes. Mulan fights the Ronin leader, and she doesn't kill him outright, right, or in a fancy manner. She does some acrobat sword fight. She loses her father's sword, yada yada, which is actually different from the original movie. And whatever. So she manages to stop Shan Yu by knocking him 5 stories down. He's still alive. He shoots an arrow to try to kill the Emperor, but that arrow misses because the Emperor is an Emperor for a reason. They showed that instead of making him a weak, feeble old man with only wisdom instead of skill. Yeah. What a mess. Regardless, just one thing after another. Mulan killed him by kicking an arrow into his heart where he didn't grab it soon enough, and then the same thing happens. Mulan gets colors, she goes back home. She gets a brand new sword, though, instead of the Hun sword, whatever. All in all, the Mulan remake was dull. It was like Disney's attempt at a war movie, but from a kids' movie. Like, that's not possible. There was hardly any light and fun interactions to make it what's the word? To balance it out. It was just all dark and gray. There was nothing uplifting about Mulan and managing to walk up a mountain with buckets of water like this. There was nothing uplifting at that. There was nothing empowering. The war was bleak and dull. Sure, people died, but it wasn't that awesome. It was just stupid. There was like nothing good about this movie. I'm guessing that's why they put it to DVD so they can get more money out of it, milking it. Luckily, my grandmother came over and I watched it on her Disney Plus. But honestly, Disney, no, that was by far the worst remake. Like the Aladdin live-action remake was good. I mean, it had lots of flaws. You were mirroring the animated version, but at least it was a decent mirror. Sure, there were some empowering things or whatever, and even downfalls to it, but Mulan was just a total downfall. No music, no light-hearted fun, and in between to balance out the dark stuff. It was just a war movie with some fantasy flair. Come on! You can do better than that, Disney. Whatever. If you like this movie, tell me why, because there was nothing good about it, in my opinion. It was just dark, gray, nothing to it that made it good. And, I don't know. Comment, like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Do whatever, and please support me, and I will keep making videos. So, I am the Grand Observer. I have foreseen this movie, and I do not think you should. See it for yourself. Have a good one.